with that negative feedback that this isn't going to happen, it isn't going to eventuate, you've only had so many sales and that's it, nobody wants it, or nobody's going to give you the responses that you need, blah, 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 whatever. You get what I'm saying. Mindset comes in, the ego starts tripping you up, and all the fears and negative talk starts worming its way into your energy, into your vibrancy over this thing, over all the things. And this is what I am personally navigating, because I'm not going to lie. And I always want to be open and share with you exactly what I'm experiencing, because my life ain't like, sunshine and rainbows all the time. I'm a human being navigating all the things in life and in my business. And this is what I want to share with you that I have recently started doing, because I feel like this is helping me basically cheerlead myself on when this is starting to come up, right? Hello, and welcome to Alchemy Mindset. I'm your host, Anna Hastie, business mindset coach for women and a sound healer. If you are ready to become the most aligned, magnetic, and confident businesswoman you are worthy and deserving of being, then this show is for you. This is where I share everything from mindset, energy, and spirituality, and how to embody your future self in business and life. Sprinkle that with deeply relaxing sound healings and meditations, and you have the Alchemy Mindset podcast. Hit subscribe so you always get the latest episode. Now let's begin. Hello, and welcome back to this episode of the Alchemy Mindset podcast. I am just so thrilled that you have decided to push play, listen, tune in, and be with me as I just literally talk off the fly about something that I've been working through and processing myself. And I feel like this topic and this technique that I'm currently using is really helpful for me as I'm navigating all the things I'm wanting to create and bring to life over the next few months. So this is a self-coaching technique, and something that I feel that for you, if you are about to enter 2024 and, release something new, like a new product or a new service, or you're wanting to call in some more clients, or you're doing something where it's taking that energy of generating, calling in, attracting, and doing all the behind the scenes work that, let's face it, as business owners can take up so much of our time. But if you're in that stage where you're just wanting to bring to life something really exciting and new, even rehash something that's already existing, but just putting it out there, and there's going to be a lot of energy and mindset stuff that's going to come up around it, then this is what you may need to hear and do to help you navigate that. So for me personally, right now, I have basically a whole quarter ahead of me. Let's just say some of December, but January, February, and March all ahead of me, whereby I have more time to devote into my business, to serving my clients, and really what I feel like is going full throttle, while I am navigating motherhood and still trying to be present and be all the things as a mum, but just go all in within my business. It's something that I've been wanting to do for a while, but have held back on it purely because Ava's like in her first few years of her life. And that's been really important for me to be present with her and just essentially work part-time in a way that feels right for me within my business. But the reason why I get to go full throttle is because Francois is taking term 1 off of school in those months. So he now has full rights to daddy daycare, which is very exciting for him and Ava. And I just can't wait for them to have that time together where they'll get to spend more time, do more things together. And within that, I've now scheduled and delegated, I think it's 3 full days for me to work within my business. And it feels so freaking good. Like, it just feels like everything is as it's meant to be. And I have said to Francois, like, if you are okay with me doing what I'm doing, I'm okay with you having that time with Ava, but if you want more time to do what you want to do, then I'll pull back, only because this is his chance as well to rest and recuperate and just have his time, because he's worked freaking hard in the teaching world and he deserves that. But I know in his heart, he just wants to have more time with Ava, and this has come up. So for me to go full throttle and then just really offer the things that I am just so freaking excited about, I'm so passionate about, the things that I love is all coming into play and all happening. So this is also creating a lot of work, I'm not going to lie, behind the scenes. And it's creating a lot of energy. Like I'm needing to be really resourceful right now while daddy daycare hasn't kicked in yet with my time and efficiency to get all the things that need to get done so that I can really just play and be in that space and energy of really attracting the most aligned, beautiful clients to be part of all these offerings. So just to recap on these offerings, just so that you can be part of this. I've got my end of year New Year's Eve sound bath experience, which I'm just really excited to do because I've wanted to do that for a while and I haven't had the time or the space to be able to do that. And now it's here and I'm just really looking forward to that session. It's 2 hours leading through a 2-part meditation and a sound bath. There's going to be some refreshments and journaling and some workbooks and gifts. And it's just like, it feels so good to create this and to offer it and already see people booking in for it. Then there's my Manifest It masterclass on manifestation and vision boards. And that again is something I ran this years ago and really enjoyed it and haven't had time or the space to do it since. So I'm doing it now. And because I've got so much more mindset knowledge, I really want to offer it at this time of the year when we're in that juicy spaciousness of wanting to create our 2024. We're all wanting to get back into our health and well-being and setting goals and plans for the year ahead. And this is just a really great way of creating that vision board or a manifestation board, whatever you want to call it, so that you can keep inspired and stay inspired with what you're wanting to achieve over the next period or time or season or year, or how you want these goals to actually eventuate into your life. And the mindset that goes around it is just really, really empowering. It really will help you stay on track with what can unfold and how it may, not even how it may unfold, but what will actually happen. So it's just, I'm just really excited to do that one too. Obviously, that's online. And then there's in February, I'm running an energy and spiritual development series, which again, I just so excited to do. And then in March, I'm bringing forwards the introductory to sound healing and crystal bowls, which is something that's been sitting in my mind for so long. And then in all of that, there's calling in coaching clients and one-to-one sound baths and holding again consistently my sound bath classes. So it may seem like there's a lot. And perhaps there is, but let me tell you, there's a lot of behind the scenes work, I feel like, more than actually being present in all these things, because these are things that are just natural extensions of things that I love to do anyway. But within all of these things, so doing all the behind stuff of creating the graphics and social media posts and setting up my scheduling software so I can book people in, and then, creating and collating all the workbooks and journal prompts and little gifts and things like that, it all takes time, right? It all takes time. But that's what I'm here to really talk about. What I really want to share with you is the mindset that can come up and may come up when things don't continue to flow in the way that you've been wanting or experiencing. So quite often when we create something new or we're launching something or we're about to offer a new service or product or whatever it is, we can get so freaking excited about it that the energy is already high, and that initial reaction and feedback or even purchases or bookings, whatever it is towards that thing, can be just like that, like snap of your fingers, magnetic. You've already got some sales, bookings, whatever. But then suddenly there's a lull. Or suddenly some things start to sort of maybe drift off, or you start for some reason, somehow start convincing yourself that this isn't possible for you. Maybe you've seen something on social media where someone else is doing something similar and you're like, oh, well, that's just me not able to do it anymore because they are and they're better than me. And you go through that whole comparisonitis, like blah, blah, blah diatribe. Or something happens and it slightly derails you from staying focused on the goal and what you're wanting to bring forwards and what you're doing and who you're calling in and who you're serving and the whole picture of everything that you're doing. Your mindset just starts weaseling in with that negative feedback that this isn't going to happen. It isn't going to eventuate. You've only had so many sales and that's it. Nobody wants it, or nobody's going to give you the responses that you need, blah, 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 whatever. You get what I'm saying. Mindset comes in, the ego starts tripping you up, and all the fears and negative talk starts worming its way into your energy, into your vibrancy over this thing, over all the things. And this is what I am personally navigating, because I'm not going to lie. And I always want to be open and share with you exactly what I'm experiencing, because my life ain't like, sunshine and rainbows all the time. I'm a human being navigating all the things in life and in my business. And this is what I want to share with you that I have recently started doing, because I feel like this is helping me basically cheerlead myself on when this is starting to come up, right? And what I want you to do is, this is particularly great when you may not have access to a coach, when you don't have access, say, for example, to me in a WhatsApp chat to basically support you through whatever you're doing right now. And what I want you to do is I want you to picture someone, a friend or a family member or your spiritual healer or your massage therapist, or I don't know who it is, a school teacher you really liked, business bestie, a business coach you previously worked with, anybody. Picture them, and I want you to have the conversation with them right now as if they were here right in front of you. You can hear them, you can see them, you know what they look like, you know what they sound like. Have a conversation with them, whether it's out loud or in your mind, as to what is happening right now, as if they were right here and present with you. And I want you to have that conversation with them, talking about everything. This is what I'm doing. This is what's happened. This is what is happening. This is how I'm feeling. This is what I'm worried about. This is what I'm scared about. These are my what ifs. And I want you to then hear their responses to you. And I want you to ask some questions. Ask some questions, have those conversations, and wait to hear their answers. Because I tell you what, this is really helping me process so much right now. So much of the mindset rubbish that is just having a little whirly round in my head. And it's whirling around my head because I am doing something that hasn't been in my norm for a while. Doing sound bath classes and one-to-one sound baths and mindset coaching, that's been quite like on the norm, but it's the bigger events that I'm creating, like the master classes and the workshops and the 4-part energy spiritual development series. All those things are really new. And so my mindset and my ego is just like, okay, is this normal for us? Are we used to doing this? Are you safe doing this? Like, it's having a full-blown conversation over all the things. And when that happens, it's because, and when I say mindset, it's really your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is saying, are we safe? Is this okay, or do I need to protect you? Because this is new. And because it's new, I'm not used to this. I'm not used to the outcome. I'm not used to whether or not this is working out for us. I'm not used to all the things. So by having this conversation with your imaginary coach, person, friend, business bestie, whoever, actually helps soothe and ease the subconscious mind, because when we give the subconscious mind really good questions, it has to give really good answers. So, for example, I have a particular person in mind who I'm having this conversation with, and the conversation that I'm having is around, I'm saying to this person, look, I'm doing all these things. This is what I want to do in these months that I have available. Like, I really want to do them because they really excite me and they really make me feel happy and spacious and energized. But I'm wondering if it's too much. Is this too much for me in the space and capacity that I have right now? And she's relaying back and saying, well, is it too much? What is too much for you? And I'm saying back, well, I'm looking at my calendar where I've planned everything out, and I don't feel like what I'm offering is too much. What I feel like is too much is the behind the scenes stuff that I'm trying to get through while at this moment in time, daddy daycare hasn't kicked in and I'm navigating time with Ava, motherhood, and the small amounts and pockets of time that I have within my business, trying to get it all done and set up so that it's there and everything is just happening as it should be. And the conversation is kind of going backwards and forwards. And so I can hear her asking me questions like, so what would it feel like if you let go of some things? Or how's it going to be when you do have more time up your sleeve? Knowing that that's going to happen in literally like a week. Francois finishes school and I can have all the time in the world that I need, knowing that he's there and he can take care of Ava. And she's asking me these questions. And so we're having a conversation and I can hear her coaching me in a way that is feeling there's reassurance coming through. It's helping me process things and really helping me to identify what I might need to work on within my mindset. And some of the things that are coming up are first of, no, I'm not doing too much. Like I said, it's just all the things behind the scenes. And quite often when we are launching something or doing something new, it takes a lot of setup. It does, doesn't it? So even if we have templates, even if it's just a matter of duplicate or copy this or that, it still takes a little bit of time. I'm also reminding myself that this is me being in service to my audience, to my community, to my customers, to my clients. And this is me being of service. So to back out of it or to not follow through or not live with that integrity of this is what I'm doing and being able to hold space for people is really like my disservice to those around me. And these conversations are also highlighting how I can take care of myself, like how much time I am actually spending in my business versus how much time I might need to be spending on my self-care or just taking myself out of the business mindset so I can free up more energy and time, in some ways have that healthy distraction and do something else that just doesn't mean that I'm fully focusing all my energy into one basket, which is business, and making sure that I am dedicating and freeing up my time and energy and mindset around and having that time with Ava so that, she's not left wondering where her mum is and why her mum isn't being fully present or with her either. And this conversation that I'm having with this person who isn't present but is present in my mind is that the importance of me taking care of my own energy and remembering to breathe and to know that everything is okay and everything's going to work out and the universe supports me and everything will unfold as I wish, providing that I stay within my own energy. And it's not necessarily like being all high vibe the whole time, like happy, joyful. I can feel shit, but just keeping my energy in gratitude, in service, in love, in holding space for people, imagining those people coming in and being part of the experience and walking through the experience as to what they will have and knowing that this is for them, getting less out of the mindset of, oh, it's about me. Because that was one thing that came up. I said, is this about me? And I said, no, it's not about me because I know I'm great at what I do. I am going to blow my own trumpet. I am freaking great at what I do. I love rituals. I love ceremony. I love sound bars. I love mindset. I love energy. I love frequency. I love holding space for people. I like hearing and love hearing about the transformations and the feedback people get from doing all these things. Like, I love this. I love it. I love participating in this stuff and I'm so looking forward to holding this experience and these events for people. So I know it's not about me, but I know it's that my mindset is tripping me up and that there's certain things that I may need to address and focus on or keep in mind as I'm moving through creating and bringing to life all these amazing programs and events and workshops and masterclasses and all the things that I'm so excited to do. Yeah. How does this all sound for you? Would you consider doing this? Like, would you consider self-coaching yourself by having a chat with someone that you know, someone that you've worked with before, someone who you trust, as if they were sitting here right now with you having that conversation? And how would that work for you? That I would love to know. And if you do this process, just let me know how it goes. Like, honestly, what kind of revelations did you have? What kind of insights came through? What kind of questions were asked and answers received? And how has this helped you move through and achieve what it is that you're wanting to call in and do over the next period of time, the next quarter, season, months, days, weeks, years, whatever it is? So if you're interested in any of those offers that I spoke about earlier in this episode, by all means, jump across to my website, to the events page, and see what's happening, see if there's something that you can be a part of. And also, just as a little update on this podcast, these episodes over that period of time that Daddy Daycare has kicked in, I will now be sharing with you weekly episodes, which is so exciting. So a few more episodes as opposed to just doing fortnightly. And if there's anything you want me to talk about or share or spin knowledge on, just let me know. Send me a DM at Anna F. Hastie on Instagram or Facebook, or send me an email, and by all means, I will weave it into the schedule. I can't wait to share the next episode with you. So until then, have a fabulous day, and thank you so much. Bye. Thank you so much for tuning in and listening to today's episode. Please rate and review this podcast so that it can continue to thrive and reach more listeners. I love to know who my listeners are, so please screenshot this episode and tag me on Instagram at Anna F. Hastie. And I look forward to connecting with you in the next episode.